Okay, so today I'm using the Ciro Marchetti's Tarot. And, oh, by the way, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. And thank you. I'm Denise. Thanks for coming back. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups reversed, and this is for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021, but as always, I'm going for a spiritual message that helps us heal our souls, so it should go beyond the day. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man reversed, flanked by the Five of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Oh, these cards, they remind me my friend over at Foolest Tarot. I recommend everyone subscribe to her channel. She cracks me up. She's doing videos to help chronic pain, if you're interested in that. But she also has this fantastic, unbelievably, I don't know, I just love her sense of humor. But she said, oh yeah, I like those cards with the Reader's Digest version of font. It's true, they have really big. I mean, you look at it and you don't have to guess. We don't have to put glasses on. So anyway, shout out to Foolest Tarot. And if you want a link to subscribe to her channel, it's in the bottom of all of my, in the description area, somewhere in there, in my description area, if you scroll down. Okay, so with the Hanged Man reversed, we're in that territory of not surrendering to something. There's something that's coming up that has us a little bit stagnant or feeling like there's not a solution. It could be that somebody else is deceiving us, like trying to get away with something. And you're going to have to trust your spidey senses, or your psychic senses. With the Queen of Cups reversed, this does bring in that element of somebody who is a little manipulative, maybe a little needy. Maybe it's just needy. But when the Queen of Cups comes through reverse, we're in that realm of feeling insecure. And if we're feeling insecure, of course we're not going to surrender. Because it takes a tremendous amount of trust in yourself and the universe, God, your guides, guardian angels, Buddha, Allah, whatever your connection to the divine is, to the cosmic intelligence of the universe. I tend to trust that more than I trust myself. But the way it works is it's always a mirror image. The universe will always mirror back to us our distortions. And our light and our beauty, our inner beauty, which is our light, of course. But, and the wisdom, all the emotional intelligence, all of that. I mean, the Queen of Cups, when she's straight up, she's all about, Queen and King of Cups is definitely all about your intuition and your perspicacity to understand things, your ability to honor what really matters, which is, of course, your devotion to love, your nurturing love, the depth of which you can be with others in your compassion. So when she comes through, I think there's just a little bit, when she comes through reversed, I think there's just that little bit of insecurity around wondering, do I dare trust? And if you do, as you do, learn to trust your intuition, trust your spidey senses, trust your sensitivities, your empathing abilities. We're all some bit of psychic Well, we're all psychic, I believe. We're all intuitive. It just comes through in different ways and at different times of our lives. Like some of us are clairaudient, where we hear, and then some of us are clairsentient, where we feel everything, and empath. And for me, it goes back and forth between those two. And then sometimes I even have that claircognizance, where you just have a deeper knowing, and you know, but you don't know how you know, but you just know. And then other people have clairvoyance, where they get visions, actual visions. So it's always deciphering the messages. And there may be other forms of clear seeing, feeling, hearing, understanding that we haven't truly discovered yet. But then again, put it all under the topic of clairsentient, I think you pretty much have it all. So that's what the Queen and King of Cups are all about. But like I said, until you have had enough experiences of asking for help from the divine realms, and you have to ask. That's the thing, is that, the little dark boogers, they'll always be around intruding and interrupting and going, and you're in an insecure moment, and they're like, wait, always, right? And the more you love yourself, the more you turn that all around, because love is our only protection. You don't have to do a lot of, you just don't. You don't have to do a lot of putting yourself in a bubble of white and pink light and all this other stuff. You just have to go into your inner stillness and find your love. Now, you can put yourself in white light in order to find your love, but once you tap into your love, it clears everything out, because that's the the key to everything. But until you get there, or as you get there, you're going to have experiences where you tune out the negativity. You tune out the little, when you're in that insecure place, that, oh, they don't love me, or they don't care about me, or I have to do this to get them to love me, or I have to be somebody other than who I am in order to have love or approval. Those are all these little insecurities. But when you ask for help from the divine realms, and you do have to ask, unless it's a situation where they're needing, like your guardian angels are needing to protect you from something that would not serve you in any way, shape, or form to have the experience, like you would not grow from it, or you have specific karma to where you're protected, positive karma from past lifetimes where you are protected, and I think we all have some degree of that. So just remember, you have to ask. You always have to ask for help to get the messages, to get the guidance. And then you have to surrender to that help and be willing for it to come from any different angle, all different angles. It could come out, it could come through anywhere, and you could have 4 or 5 different chakras operating openly to give you the guidance to go this way, or no, stop, wait, whatever it is. And that's especially true when we're in those challenging situations with the Five of Wands, because the Five of Wands to me is the message of, we don't need to compete. We just need to struggle to keep our hearts open. That should be our only struggle. To keep our hearts open and to be sensitive. And if we can surrender to that, then we can really grow quickly. But because this card did come through reversed, and so did the Queen of Cups, again, when this combination comes up, we are struggling to get out of a stagnant place and to trust ourselves and not be insecure and not be needy and not be immature and not be overly sensitive. And like I said, the struggle is just that. The struggle is to surrender and to trust yourself. To trust yourself, trust your feelings. And it doesn't matter what type of emotional reaction you're in, whether you're withdrawing into yourself, which is, I think, the case when we have the Hanged Man reversed, or if you're withdrawing into fear, or if you're aggressively fighting, or if you're submitting to others in order to get your connection with them, which is a real need. Connecting with other human beings is a real need. So many times we'll give ourselves away if we're in that type of a situation where we're needing to connect or trying to stay connected. We'll give ourselves away, and we set ourselves up for being manipulated, or maybe even abused or traumatized in our wounding. It can be that. Like, imagine you're in a relationship with somebody who is not, it's not a monogamous relationship where they're committed to you. And then there's this competition that comes in from all these other people that want to be with this person. And then you feel needy because there are other people involved. Well, you're going to stay stagnant if you stay in a relationship like that. But if you get to the place where you know what you want and what you deserve, and you surrender to your higher self that's trying to guide you, then you'll realize there's no need for competition. You can just love yourself through this, and you can walk away from a situation like that. Because, there are many other people on the planet. We never have to put everything on one person. So, okay, let me use, which deck? I think I'll go ahead and use this one for the Oracle. It's the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, or Sandra. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else. Okay, yeah, transformation. Playing it safe. Now, I think in her guidebook, I was looking at it a little bit, which I usually don't read those, but she does allow for reversals. So, but I think when we're dealing with words, it's a little challenging to read that way. So, but I'll kind of cover it both ways. So, this is one of the cycle cards. This is an intention card, and again, a cycle card. But look at this. So, if we're playing it safe, by being, if we're in this Hanged Man reversed stagnant place, of course we're probably trying to play it safe. And that doesn't lead to transformation. The transformation comes through when we have courage. Now, there's nothing wrong with, we actually need healthy boundaries. This is kind of interesting, these little, it's like, are there fireworks going on inside the forest below her? There's a whole lot of light coming out right there in the forest. But maybe the message with this card, if I would read the book, maybe it says something about adventuring out from the walls, of your home, and the forest is calling. There's a thing called forest bathing, which is a tremendous experience. It really is. It's funny, you go into the forest and you sit there by yourself and you think you're all alone, and then all of a sudden you start noticing all these little creatures around. There are tons of squirrels and chipmunks and sometimes big giant carpenter ants and little mongooses kind of things. There's just so many creatures, and the birds, like if you sit there quietly, the little creatures and the birds that come out, it's an amazing experience. So the light is there, in the forest and down by the ocean. Well, it's everywhere, and the light's within you. No matter where you go, you take it with you. But this could be saying to have a little courage. That would certainly help us get out of that Hanged Man reverse. That would get us into the place where we're free and we're looking at life from a completely different angle. And then we look at another angle and another angle. And that's what brings in the transformation. This is really cool. Look at the image here of like this grid. That's really cool. And she has a scroll. So there's this bridge to this grid of wisdom. Yeah, and I guess if we take a little adventure, we could go across that bridge and get into that wisdom. But it's within. It's within. But it is fun to be out in nature. And then from there, we have the new beginnings. It's like being reborn like a baby. This is a cute little... oh, this is a girl or a boy, but it's cute. So the new beginnings and the gateway that opens into a new beginning. Brand new cycle, because it's a 1. The fives bring in that element of it can feel a little conflicted or a little challenging. You know, like we have the 5 of Wands. All the fives, if you look at them in the tarot, they're pretty challenging. So, but it's part of the cycle of growth. So getting across that maybe wisdom bridge there. And the new beginnings that come from the new adventure when we stop playing it safe. But to me, it feels like playing it safe is when we're not real, when we don't reveal ourselves in relationships, where we don't say what we're, thinking about, worrying about, whatever it is to get closer to your friends and loved ones is the way to go. But avoiding will keep you stagnant. Avoiding the challenging situations will keep you stagnant and kind of locked in that needy place where you're grappling to get your real needs met outside yourself. When you come back home to who you truly are, that's that new beginning, and everything that you need is within. And your ability to reach out in relationships, in love and trust, because you trust yourself, that's the key to everything. That's the key to everything. So again, I think we're always just kind of like struggling to love ourselves. So, okay, well that's it. I can't add any more to this. Enough words have been spoken. Okay, thanks you guys. Take good care. Bye.